has now quit the BJP. So, with the anger and the pressure being mounted on the centre by the DMK, an actor turned politician, Ranjana, quitting the BJP and slamming the three-language imposition. Deepak, so the first casualty for the BJP from Tamil Nadu is the actor turned Neta Varshini, who has decided to quit the BJP. This comes amid the pressure that the DMK is already putting. Though the BJP has clarified time and again that this does not mean that there will be an imposition of Hindi as such and there can be a choosing of any other language, the actor turned politician Ranjana quitting the BJP, what is the impact that it could have?
Definitely, actor turned Ranjana Nachar, who's been a part of the Tamil Nadu BJP. She was also state secretary for the arts and cultural wing of the state BJP, and she's been in the party for almost 8 years now. And now she stated that when it comes to this language policy, that she is not able to come to terms with the three-language policy, and she thinks that for the benefit of the Tamil Nadu state and the development of Tamil Nadu, whatever is pre-existing in the state, the module that is being followed by the state government is enough, and that she's not able to, politically align with this policy, and that's why she's walking out of the party. But sources from BJP also speak about how she has been having some internal issues in the party, so she's just using the momentum. So there is a situation where, politically these are all developing when it comes to the language road that is ongoing. If at all her walking out is going to be followed by other people, or if it's going to create any rift or any ripples, is something that we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we are given to understand that this particular leader from the BJP has walked out. So we'll have to wait and see how the BJP is going to officially react for this.
Okay, all right. So Varshini, the BJP has issued a clarification time and again, but this is a very, very emotive issue like we've been discussing over the last several decades. This is an issue that the DMK has spoken of time and again. So, what is the impact that the entire protest is going to have politically, with Stalin also accusing the centre of not giving the funds that are meant for Tamil Nadu?
Definitely, yes. When it comes to language, when it comes to particularly opposing the Hindi imposition, this has always played well with the emotions of the people of Tamil Nadu. We've been seeing what happens in the 1960s, how the DMK has been fighting against this, and how the people of Tamil Nadu have also been completely aligned with the idea of opposing the Hindi imposition, and that is what we are witnessing happen once again as well. This particular three-language policy where the DMK is claiming that, this is an indirect backdoor entry that the union government is trying to impose Hindi in the state of Tamil Nadu. Whereas the BJP,
there are so many concerns that while in Tamil Nadu the protests are taking place, there's another language battle that's also playing out in Karnataka. I request you to stay with us as we shift our attention to the Karnataka-Maharashtra border trouble as well. A simple fight that took place with a conductor not being able to speak in Marathi, that escalated to an interstate fight with the buses from Karnataka to Maharashtra and Maharashtra to Karnataka being suspended. That's the impact that it had. This was a fight that took place in Belagavi. Deepak is also live with us. So Deepak, while in Tamil Nadu it is a protest against the alleged Hindi imposition, in Karnataka as well there is some trouble brewing with the border dispute also escalating, with a simple fight being escalated. So what is the latest on that front? We're told that the pro-Kannada activists were also planning to carry out a march to Belagavi amid another issue which is quite sensitive in Karnataka.
Yes, over the last, 48 hours, we've seen a lot of drama unfold. Be it the conductor was initially assaulted, after which, of course, he was hospitalized, and then we saw several politicians make a beeline to meet him, and then we even saw activists, of course, of the Shiv Sena grab hold of another conductor, make him shout Jai Maharashtra slogans, vandalize buses. The bus movement between Maharashtra and Karnataka has been stalled for the last few days. Today, a Belagavi Chalo march being, taken out by the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike, led by Narayan Gowda and also Praveen Shetty. There today, a massive protest being held within the city of Belagavi. All of them have been taken into preventive custody. as they, of course, try to march towards the border. Right now, politicians from both the sides are appealing for peace and harmony, but they're also saying that the sentiments of the people of their state will be protected. It all, of course, started with a conductor being beaten because he couldn't speak Marathi. The counter complaint against the conductor was that, he harassed a girl, but that girl and the girl's family at this point in time has gone ahead and withdrawn that complaint and said that they don't want this entire controversy to be sparked off because of that one incident. We'll really have to see whether this issue dies down in the coming days, because it's only been escalating now for the last two.
Okay.